Hello viewers. Welcome to Seek Wisdom. First of all, we thank you for playing out this video. Today, we present you the summary of the book, The Winner Stands Alone, written by Paulo Coelho. He is famous for his best-known novel, Alchemist. This novel holds a mirror up to our culture's obsession with fame, glamour, and celebrity. He speaks of people from all social classes, the ordinary, the extraordinary, the poor, the rich and all those in between. This book jumps from one life to another, revealing to you how life is so different to those in the bottom from those on top who are eventually controlling everything in this world. Hope you like it. Let's get started. The novel, set at the annual International Cannes Film Festival in southern France, depicts the increasing tensions among the characters during a span of 24 hours. There are many characters in the novel, which will be introduced in between the video. However, the main characters are Igor, a Russian millionaire; Hamid, a fashion mogul from the Middle East; Yua, ex-wife of Igor; Javits, a well-known film distributor; Maureen, an ambitious but slightly dodgy filmmaker. Igor, the protagonist, is a veteran of the Afghan wars, a post-Soviet mobile phone mogul and a self-confessed workaholic. He has come to Cannes with an intention on winning back his ex-wife, Yua, who's now married to superstar designer Hamid Hussein. It's 3:17 a.m. Igor is waiting at a bar in Hotel Martinez after having arrived earlier that day in order to capture a sight of his wife and her lover, who are attending the Cannes Film Festival. He is disgusted of the vanity surrounding the place. He is armed and has carefully executed plans to kill people to get his wife back. Igor comes out of his hotel. It's 7:22 a.m. He notices a young woman, Olivia, setting out her wares on a pavement. Offering her some money, he finds a bench and initiates a conversation. Olivia feels uncomfortable in a while, but he forces her to sit with him and listen to him by showing a gun. He was trying to share the pangs he is suffering from since his wife has left him. However, when he finds Olivia is looking for escape, he then kills Olivia using techniques from Sambo, a deadly martial art. Igor believes that each person has his own world, the perception, the experiences of lifetime, and killing a person means destroying a world. After killing Olivia, Igor sends text Yua that he has destroyed a world. Yua was disturbed with the text, though she was not aware that the text was from Igor. However, she didn't mention about the text to Hamid. At 11 a.m. comes another character in the play. Gabriella, a struggling actress from Chicago, reflects on her life and how a minor improvisation at a play when she was very young affected her decision for a career in later years. She is worried because she had spent almost all of her savings to come to Cannes and was 25 years old, which is old in the film industry. She receives a call for an audition and prepares to leave. At 11:45 a.m., Igor observed Olivia's dead body from afar till it's discovered by her parents. Leaving her, he moves to find his next victim, who is a well-known film distributor, Javits, in a tent, where many other people are present, including his victim's bodyguards. Considering him to an important-looking man, Igor decides to kill him. At 12:26 p.m., Javits Wild is contemplating his life as a successful and rich film distributor, that how he has forgotten to be happy. He keeps a list of things that are normal, because normal things are not what one thinks of them to be. He feels a sharp prick at the back of his head and finds a needle. He and his security guards are not alarmed until he begins to lose feelings in his arm. That needle was actually loaded with a deadly poison, blown by Igor, from some distance. Even with people and bodyguards, he was smart enough to kill Javits, without getting noticed. At 12:44 p.m. comes another character, Maureen, who contemplates her life as an ambitious filmmaker. Using all her life savings, she had made spiritual erotica film and has secured a meeting with Javits Wild after much effort. She is excited about the project and is willing to accept whatever he offers to get a chance. However, on seeing him collapsing due to that needle prick and being taken to hospital by ambulance, she runs after him. At 12:53 p.m., Gabriella has cracked the audition, is told to meet Mr. Gibson in his boat. At 1:19 p.m., dead body of Olivia is with the pathologist who has understood that she was killed by someone expert in martial arts. At 1:28 p.m., Yua and Hamid arrive from a lunch in a helicopter. Hamid is trying to engage you in conversation, but she appears distant. Possibly, she is disturbed from the messages she had received from Igor and given his history of sadist violence, since he has already murdered people for simply destroying their peace. Fears for Hamid. At 1:37 p.m., another character is introduced, Jasmine, who contemplates the world of modeling, the expectations and disappointments due to one's looks and her journey from a black immigrant from Rwanda to Belgium to Cannes. After killing Javits, Igor went back to hotel for a sleep and woke up at 1:46 p.m. He is now confused about his purpose and is feeling guilty for killing people for no fault of theirs. He decides to surrender to police and confesses killing Olivia to the first policeman he meets, but the policeman took him as a fool and dismisses him. Taking it as a sign from God, Igor decides to continue his mission. At 1:55 p.m., Gabriella goes to the yacht to meet Gibson, who is the director of the film, and the star. She makes an honest impression on both, which makes the star think of his superficial life. Gibson explains the conditions of the contract and how people in films are not as rich as they show off. It's 3:44 p.m., Hamid is preparing to go to a fashion show, but Ewa tries to delay. He spots the couturier who employed him in his youth. He is remembering his past, how his education was financed by a sheikh. Later he used the sheikh's contacts to open his own business and now, after getting success, was ready to produce a film. At 4:07 p.m., Savoy, a police officer, finds a report from Europol that Javits was laundering money from illegal businesses using film distribution as a front, and was under investigation. So, it was likely that he was killed to avoid any witnesses. He was looking for something to link murders, so he can solve the case and get some name in his department. It's 4:16 p.m. Maureen is disturbed as Javits is struggling with his life in hospital, and it seems to her that she has lost all her chances with Javits. She is drunk and found Igor. She is attracted by Igor's elegance. Considering her as his next victim, Igor invites her to a lonely spot where she is murdered by him. A boy witnesses the whole scene and calls for police. At 4:34 p.m., Jasmine is reflecting upon her life. She had witnessed a traumatic incident, after which she decided to get out of Belgium. She meets a photography agency who try to fish money out of her, but she refuses and is left heartbroken. However, the second photographer she finds is much professional. Jasmine is discovered and falls in love with the photographer. At 4:43 p.m., Gabriella reaches a hotel room called The Temple, with a lot of accessories and products by many designers that are kept strictly to be given to people who have a lot of star following, for their advertisement. She is dressed and sent to walk on red carpet. At 4:52 p.m., Igor is getting doubts about the mission he is on and wants to quit, but he is convincing himself that he's being tempted by the devil to denounce his mission. He thinks of the time when you were asked for a divorce and he discovered that she was having an affair. He got her spied and learned that she thinks Igor was unbalanced and that she was scared of him. He considers all this her regret and that she yearns to come back to him, but doesn't have courage to do it. At 5:06 p.m., Hamid and Ewa attend a fashion show of Jasmine's partner. He watches her there and realizes that she could bring much attention to his brand. Ewa receives more messages from Igor and is terrified, but says nothing to Hamid. At 5:15 p.m., Savoy, the policeman, is asked to get in touch with Stanley Morris, an ex-Scotland Yard, who explains him the lack of motive and different signatures in all the murders. Only common thing he deduces is acute knowledge of the human anatomy. At 6:50 p.m., Gabriella and the star go up the red carpet at Cannes and are photographed. She is anxious and excited. He reveals to her of the conflict that the glamour attracts him and repulses him. At 7:31 p.m., Igor is planning another attack. He has brought an envelope sealed packed with hydrogen cyanide packed inside. The poison will fill the room as the envelope is opened. He leaves the envelope in a random room and leaves with all his valuables, and destroying all the evidence of his presence in his room for the gala supper. At 7:40 p.m., Gabriella along with the androgyne makes the journey to the corridor where photographers are clicking everyone of importance. She is hopeful but is dejected when everyone begins to click Jasmine coming behind her. At 8:12 p.m., Jasmine enters the party feeling betrayed as her partner. An agent accepted Hamid's offer to work exclusively for him without even asking her. She is there as part of her contract. Despite Gabriella hating her for stealing her thunder initially, the two women begin to like each other. At 8:21 p.m., the police decide to give a press release hinting that the murder of star and the film director with a poisoned envelope was a crime of passion, so as to not create any panic with the news of a serial killer on loose. Savoy in his investigation reaches Igor's room and decides to wait for him to come. At 9:02 p.m., Stanley Morris studies the death of the star and other victims and deduces that he is staying for a very short time, and they have to wait for his next killing for more clues. At 9:11 p.m., Igor converses with Gabriella and Jasmine, and considering the delay in arrival of Hamid Anua, he is wondering if he had thrown that poisoned letter in room of Hamid Anua by mistake. He begins to fall in despair but notices the two coming along as well as a plainclothes police officer. Understanding that he is looking for alone men, he joins the two ladies back. At 9:20 p.m., Stanley Morris is getting frustrated for not getting any clues from the murder investigations. He is worried that this might affect his reputation. However, he deduces that the killer is killing people to send messages to someone and he'll stop soon given his frequency. At 10:19 p.m., Igor is led to the dinner by Gabriella, where Hamid approaches him and offers to talk in a corner. Ua accompanies all three out of fear for Hamid. Gabriella leaves sensing the discomfort. After some argument, the three go outside on beach on Igor's invitation, which Hamid, in his ego, refuses to refuse. They had a long discussion in the beach, all three sitting on the sand with Ua in the middle. In between, Igor shows them the gun. Hamid is less interested in what Igor is speaking, but is more conscious of the gun. Fearing of gun for Ua, Hamid tries to snatch the gun from Igor, but Igor shoots him and Hamid falls in lap of Ua. Then he shoots Ua also and discards his gun. At 10:55 p.m., Gabriella is not having any money to go to him, so she runs into Igor, who offers to drop her home. She goes to sleep thinking of a really lucky day and the amazing days yet to come. At 11:11 p.m., Jasmine returns to her partner and declares that she will not work with Hamid. She had been inspired by Igor's words about love and vanity. Her partner accepts and begins to prepare mentally for the battle with Hamid. At 1:55 a.m., Igor is leaving Cannes in his private jet without any remorse or guilt except for trying to surrender himself earlier. He is convinced that all the deaths were Ua's fault and she alone could have prevented it. He is the winner, but he is not alone. The soul of his first victim appears to be guarding him as an angel. The story is finished here. The takeaway from this book can be the way Paulo Coelho has painted the interesting picture of this world of Excel. Everyone is having lot of money, they are famous, but still, they are not happy. Majority clings to the idea that if they had a little more money, or were famous, or more beautiful, then everything would be all right. But Coelho explains that it is not so in reality. True happiness is state of being in love with yourself. For being truly happy you neither need other people nor materialistic things. It is a state of contentment with what we have. It is the story of a winner who at the end is all alone. Win is always to be celebrated, but sometimes it becomes difficult to live with it because nobody is left to celebrate it with. Here are some beautiful quotes from the book that are worth reading. If you believe in victory, then victory will believe in you. How can we be so arrogant? The planet is, was, and always will be stronger than us. We can't destroy it. If we overstep the mark, the planet will simply erase us from its surface and carry on existing. We are all a part of the divine spark. All have a purpose in creation, and that purpose is called love. That love, however, shouldn't be concentrated in just one person, it should be scattered throughout the world, waiting to be discovered. Wake up that love. What is gone cannot return. What is about to arrive needs to be recognized. How people treat other people is a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves. The superclass tries to promote its values. Ordinary people complain of divine injustice, they envy power, and it pains them to see others having fun. They don't understand that no one is having fun. That everyone is worried and insecure, and that what the jewels, cars, And fat wallets conceal is a huge inferiority complex. Success is both an addiction and an enslavement. Here we shall wind up the video. We hope you like this. We shall be back soon with another video. Till then, take care.